Hi there, Kent here. We're going on a cruise out of Miami and I have all this clothes. See here, a couple of suits here. It's like a Christmas thingy, a red jacket, pants, and then I have two suits. Maybe a little bit of an overkill, but I really like to wear it. And I got a long pants here, some long sleeve shirts, and then let's get down to all this mess here. You know, a bunch of shoes and shirts, and I also wanted to get there, you know, pretty wrinkle free if I can, so that it looks nice. And then the suitcase, well, not particularly large, just this thing here, and that's, I would love to do that so it's like nice and practical. So all this is kind of against each other, you know, I mean, to get it there all wrinkle free and all. So we're gonna try and do our best here and get this all condensed into this suitcase here. Usually I use like garment bags, so it's nice and neat and you can just hang it up when you get there. You still need to do that, and we'll, you know, of course get into that. So once you get there, a suit, you really need to hang it. So in the area here where you can zip it up, and so smaller, looser items like shoes, socks, that sort of thing, to utilize the space and also help for the shoes to be less creased on the front or like damaged. Let's prioritize the shoes that will take the most damage to have that. So here's my boat shoes, and I give those some socks out there in the nose so that that's kept nice and firm. A pair of dress shoes here, and I keep those. I will wear those on the trip because they're the most susceptible to damage. I'm gonna put the smaller items here aside for now because I'm not 100% sure how this is gonna even fit in here, because we need to pack all this good stuff here, which is gonna take up a lot of space. And so let's start with the less formal suit here. Oh, those were just pants. The less formal suit, you know, the red-ish gray here, and pack that up. So here's the method. Is that you grab inside the shoulder here and turn it inside out, and then you take the other shoulder and stick that into that inside of the shoulder over there, so this kind of meets up there, and then you can stick your hand into both of those shoulders that's like now together, so you get it inside out. And we'll do another one once we get, I have a navy blue set that I want to bring, and we'll do it all over again. The key is to, you know, to transport it so that's as straight as possible and those still collapsed. Oh, let me bring it up here. So you have, so this is important. If you have press folds, that's when you have that line down the middle in the front. If you want to maintain that, you'll typically be here at the front by the loops for the belts, that you will have that like this. So that's with press fold. And then you lay the pants up so there's no creases, as if you were gonna iron it, basically. And then you fold it up in thirds. Like that. And here you can tuck the butt in to, so you get like that. And you open up the jacket and lay that inside. Boom. What I also like to do is to put a dress shirt inside of that whole scenario, because that is in the same category of you need to keep it, you know, as wrinkle-free as possible and still like get it condensed. So you button up the whole shirt. That helps it to stay within its integrity. All right. So all buttoned up, then you lay it face forward down and as straight out as possible with as few wrinkles as possible. So you fold the sleeves in. And again, as straight as possible. And then you fold upwards so that it's at an angle like this, like so the sleeve goes straight up to the collar. The next thing you do is that you fold over now the sides to about the collar here, where that begins. Again, make sure everything is very straight. Yeah, like that. And then you fold up 1/3 of the length. Now you could really see the front here. If you have any creases, you even that out. And then one more time, like that. So you have the collar just kind of free here. And so like that. Turn it around in front and just kind of arrange it all. Lastly, so you might not be bringing this many belts, but I like to do that. So they can double as a collar straightener, if you will, like to keep your collar nice and crisp, which is a big deal for a dress shirt, to keep the collar straight. So that's what I would put them as, like, to keep the integrity of the collar, like that. And then I take again and open up my jacket and put that inside. Fold that over and mush it a little bit, because you made sure you didn't get any creases in there. And then now you take a plastic bag. This is just any kind of plastic bag from the grocery store. Just make sure it's not dirty. So in the suitcase, where I prefer to put this is in the front position of the suitcase, where it doesn't have this cover. That one you want to maintain for all the little stuff, so it stays contained. But definitely what you want to make sure is that the suit is one of the first things that go into the suitcase in the front here, because you want it as flat under the suit as possible to maintain the integrity again, to keep it straight, you know. One thing I already did in advance is that I have this long sleeve here for ties. So, you know, the key with the ties is just that the visible part that becomes, you know, that you maintain that as straight as possible. You could also take a couple of those and put them inside of the suit again so that it's all packed together. So let's do another one. A whole nother jacket. It's just a sports jacket. It's a, you know, this is like mid-December, so it's gonna be like a Christmas-y theme. So a little bit different with this one, because in the suitcase, these two squares now takes up kind of like one side, and there's not really a big room. There's just a kind of a sliver off to the side there. So same process. We get that, the inner out there, and we take that other shoulder and stick it inside there. For this one, I take this bag with me so I can use it for one of the suits for dust. So now we can go back to the other side and start packing some of the more, what could you say, normal clothes. You know, packed the same way. There's a couple of long sleeve shirts here. Okay, so here we are. The bag is all condensed, and with a good attempt to be wrinkle-free. And so that's it. That's what I wanted to show, how I do that. And until next time, take care. And if you're going on a cruise, and have an amazing cruise. Otherwise, have an amazing time. Bye.